Well, welcome to our prayer guide for Fleet and Church Crookham. And we're starting here outside Church Crookham Community Centre, where it all began for us some years ago when a small number of us felt that we should start a congregation at the community centre. And I'd like to invite you to join me today in a journey of prayer through Fleet and Church Crookham. We'll be stopping at different points, and I'd invite you to pause the video and to pray for as long as you want at each of those places. So we'll start here and we'll end in the centre of Fleet, because we want God's kingdom to not just be tucked away in a corner, but we want it to be known and proclaimed in the centre of Fleet, and we want to be a light, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. So let's begin by praying for the work here at Church Crookham Community Centre. Let's pray for Kids Club, for Adventurers, and for FYG, the children's and youth clubs that we run here. Let's pray that they have really good numbers, a great number of volunteers, and that God gives all the leaders the energy and the wisdom that they need to lead those clubs. And let's pray for our Sunday congregation, which has been growing recently. But let's ask God that he would multiply us and grow us more and more, to the point where we even have an issue with the building being too small for us. And above all, let's ask God for his presence to be upon us when we meet, that we would hear him through his word and encounter him through his spirit, so that together as a church we would glorify him and be filled with his power to be his witnesses in Church Crookham and Fleet. So pause the video now and pray for this estate as well here at Church Crookham, and pray for God's kingdom to come here at this community centre whenever we do things here. So I'd like to invite you now to pray for the schools in Fleet and Church Crookham. And the work of fact, of course, is something that we really value, and we've got a number of people involved with that, including Janice and Hilary. So let's pray for the work of facts. Let's pray for the gospel to go out into the schools in Fleet and Church Crookham. Let's pray for all the teachers and all the staff, for all the great work that they do. Let's pray for our children and teenagers in this very confusing world where there's so many different messages going out. Let's pray for clarity and for common sense, but above all for the gospel to be clear to the children and young people, the next generation that are here in Fleet. So pray for Portmore, Calthorpe Park, pray for All Saints, for Crookham Infants and Crookham Junior, for Tavistock, for St Nick's, for Tweaseldown, for Velmead, and if I've missed any out, then just please pray for the schools, the staff and the children of Fleet and Church Crookham. Pause the video now and let's pray. So here we are at the Wyvern pub in Church Crookham, and we are going to have our comedy night on Monday night, the 27th, with Andy Kind. And we're praying for over 60 guests to be here, or 60 people in total to be here for that comedy evening, which will be a promotional event for our Alpha course, which we're going to run from Monday the 10th of February. So please pray that more people will book in to the comedy night, and that after that there will be a good number of people coming to the Alpha course that we're running here. So we've seen God's work here in the past, and he's able to do more than we can ask or imagine. So I'd like to ask you to pause the video now and to pray for a really good number of people to come to both of the things that we've got planned for this spring term here at the Wyvern pub. Let's pray. So I'm standing outside Church Crookham Baptist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join me in praying for all the churches in Fleet and Church Crookham. Let's pray for Church Crookham Baptist Church and also for Fleet Baptist Church, both of whom are looking for new leaders, a new pastor for their churches. Let's pray for Fleet Methodist Church, for the United Reformed Church in Fleet. Let's pray for All Saints and for St Philip and St James, Anglican churches in Fleet, and for Christ Church, that is in Church Crookham. Let's pray for the Roman Catholic Church, who has a new leader in Father John. And let's pray for the church on the Heath, led by Patrick. And let's pray for all the churches as well as the Vine Church, that together we would see God's kingdom advance across this town, and that we would work together as best as we can so that we might see him glorified in this place. Pause the video now and let's pray for the churches in Fleet. Here I am at the Views, just behind the civic offices in the centre of Fleet. And we've got a bit of an idea, so please could you just pray for this, because it isn't yet organised, but we really feel that we'd love to do a week of evangelism here in the centre of Fleet, based at the Views, in June or July of this year. And I've been talking to an evangelist who'd be willing to come and help us to run a week of evangelism, maybe with a marquee, lots of activities for people in the town, sharing the gospel with people, doing things for young people and so on. So please pray for our evangelism in Fleet. Whether we actually do this or not, we need to be on the front foot, sharing the gospel with the people across Fleet. So please pause the video now and let's pray for our evangelism in Fleet. Now, you might think that I'm standing outside a public toilet. This used to be what this building was for, but now it's actually the centre of the Hart food bank, which is run by Mark Mabin and various Christians and friends from the churches here in Fleet. So there's lots of food stored in there, and they're doing a fantastic job distributing through various centres across Fleet and the area. So please pray for Hart Food Bank and pray for the underlying reasons, the poverty and issues that people face here. And let's pray that people see the love of Jesus Christ in action through the service of the churches here. So well done, we're nearly there at the end of our prayer tour of Fleet. And finally, I'd like to invite you to join us in praying for the future of Living Stones Christian Centre, which is where I am right now on the first floor of Living Stones. The churches in Fleet have for many decades run a bookshop here on Fleet High Street. But we as a Vine Church feel that we've got a growing vision for something new here at Living Stones, and we're putting together a plan. We've got a team of people that are working really hard right now to present a plan for the future, an exciting community hub on Fleet Road, which would involve coffee and cake and some food, but really be a hub for the community, a place where people could come to meet with Jesus in different ways and to experience his love through the church here in the centre of Fleet. So please could you pray for the future of Living Stones, that it would be a light in the middle of Fleet. We started this morning at the community centre, tucked away in the corner of Church Crookham, and we're finishing here in the centre of Fleet, where as a church we want to be a light on a hill, a city that cannot be hidden. So could you pray for Living Stones, for God to provide the wisdom, the vision, the resources, the people, the money, everything that we would need to do something exciting here in the centre of Fleet. Thank you so much for joining us today in prayer, and please keep praying for Fleet. God's going to do amazing things in this town over the coming years. So let's keep seeking him together. God bless.